She texted, "I'm leaving you for my boss. He's a partner at his law firm." I replied, "Good luck." Then I called her boss's wife and forwarded the last 6 months of texts. 24 hours later, she was fired, single, and begging for me back. Original post. I 38 male got the text last Thursday at lunch. Was eating my usual turkey sandwich at my desk when my phone buzzed. My girlfriend Jessica, 32 of 4 years. "Robert, I need to tell you something. I'm leaving you for Douglas. He's everything you're not. Successful, ambitious, sophisticated. He's a partner at Morrison & Associates, and he's going to give me the life I deserve. Don't try to contact me. I'll get my things this weekend." I read it 3 times. 4 years together. Living in my house for the past 2. And she breaks up with me via text for her boss. Douglas Morrison. I knew about him. Jessica started as a paralegal at his firm 18 months ago. She'd mentioned him constantly. Douglas drives a Tesla. Douglas has a house in the hills. Douglas took the whole team to that fancy steakhouse. I'd met him at the firm's Christmas party. 50-something, married with 3 kids, handshake like a wet fish. His wife Eleanor was there too, sweet woman who talked my ear off about her charity work while Douglas kept refilling Jessica's wine glass. My response to Jessica's text? "Good luck." Then I got to work. See, Jessica wasn't very smart about her affair. She'd been using the iPad I'd given her for her birthday, the one still logged into my iCloud account, the one that synced all her messages. 6 months of texts between her and Douglas, starting professional, getting flirty, then explicit. Photos I really didn't need to see. Discussions about when Robert finds out, and after my divorce is final. The kicker? Douglas had no intention of leaving his wife. He said it clearly in multiple texts. "Eleanor can never know. I'd lose everything in the divorce. Half my partnership, the house, custody. We need to be careful." Meanwhile, Jessica was texting her friends about becoming the second Mrs. Morrison and looking at engagement rings online. I sat there at my desk, turkey sandwich forgotten, scrolling through their messages. Then I made a decision. Update 1. First, I needed to protect myself legally. Jessica wasn't on the lease of my house, but she'd been living there long enough to claim tenant rights. I called my buddy Anthony, who's a property lawyer. "She announced she's leaving voluntarily," he said. "Document everything. Change the locks after she gets her stuff, not before." Next, I screenshot everything. Every text, every photo, every timestamp. Uploaded it all to a secure cloud folder, made multiple backups. Then I looked up Morrison & Associates. Found their company directory. There was Eleanor Morrison listed as Director of Community Outreach. They really were a power couple at that firm. I also found their social media. Eleanor's Instagram was full of family photos, Douglas with their kids at soccer games, their 25th anniversary party last year, vacation pics from Europe. I sat on this information for exactly 2 hours. Long enough for Jessica to be deep into her workday, probably sitting near Douglas, thinking she'd handled everything perfectly. Then I called Eleanor Morrison. "Mrs. Morrison? My name is Robert Caldwell. I'm sorry to call you like this, but there's something you need to know about your husband." Silence. Then, "Who is this?" "My girlfriend works at your husband's firm, Jessica Ramirez. She just informed me she's leaving me for Douglas." Longer silence. When Eleanor spoke again, her voice was steel. "Do you have proof? 6 months worth. Send it to me." I forwarded everything to the email she provided. 20 minutes later, my phone rang. "Mr. Caldwell, this is Eleanor Morrison. I've reviewed what you sent. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions?" We talked for an hour. She was calm, collected, asking for specific dates and details. At the end, she said, "Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Can I ask what your plans are regarding Jessica?" She said she's getting her things this weekend. After that, she's not my problem. "I see. Mr. Caldwell, I'm going to handle this my way. I'd appreciate if he didn't warn either of them." Wasn't planning to. Update 2. Friday morning came. I went to work like normal. Around 10 a.m., I got a text from Jessica. "Why aren't you fighting for me? For us?" I didn't respond. 11 a.m. "You're seriously just gonna let me go? After 4 years? Still nothing from me." Noon. "Douglas is taking me to lunch at Chez Laurent. The place you said was too expensive for my birthday." That one almost got me. Almost. But I remembered the texts I'd read. The ones where she called me boring and going nowhere in life and just a placeholder until something better came along. Then at 2 p.m., everything exploded. Jessica called me 17 times in 5 minutes. I didn't answer. The texts started flooding in. What did you do? Robert, answer your phone. This is your fault. How could you? Douglas got served with divorce papers. At the office, in front of everyone. I learned the full story later from a mutual acquaintance who worked at the firm. Eleanor hadn't just served Douglas divorce papers. She'd hired the most aggressive divorce attorney in the state, walked into the firm herself during the Friday partners meeting, and announced to the entire room that her husband had been having an affair with a subordinate. She also informed them she'd be pursuing a sexual harassment claim against the firm for allowing a partner to engage in a relationship with a direct report, creating a hostile work environment. She had emails Douglas sent from his work account, texts during business hours, proof they'd used the company credit card for their hotel rooms. The senior partners went into immediate damage control mode. Douglas was suspended pending investigation. Jessica was escorted from the building with a cardboard box. By 3 p.m., Jessica was calling from her car, sobbing. Please, baby, please pick up. I made a mistake. Douglas lied to me. He said he was leaving his wife. I was so stupid. Please, I need you. I texted back. You have until Sunday at noon to get your things. Come alone. Update 3, Saturday morning, Jessica showed up with a U-Haul and her sister Monica. I'd already packed everything of hers into boxes and left them in the garage. Changed the locks the night before. Monica tried to play mediator. Robert, she made a mistake. People make mistakes. You're really going to throw away 4 years? She threw it away, I said. I'm just cleaning up the mess. Jessica was a wreck. Makeup running, hair unwashed, wearing sweatpants. Far cry from the woman who'd been bragging about lunch at Chez Laurent the day before. Can we please talk? She begged. We're talking now. In private? No. She started crying harder. I ruined everything. Douglas won't return my calls. The firm fired me. Eleanor Morrison is suing me for alienation of affection. I could lose everything. Sounds like a you problem. How can you be so cold? I pulled out my phone and read one of her texts to Douglas. Robert is so pathetic. He actually thinks I love him. He's just a safe bet while I figure out my real future. Jessica went pale. You read our messages? Your iPad. Still synced to my account. You're not as smart as you think you are. Monica's face changed. She'd been glaring at me, but now she turned to her sister. Is that true? You said that about him? Jessica didn't answer. They loaded the boxes in silence. As they were leaving, Jessica turned back one more time. I loved you, she said. No, I replied. You loved what I provided. Stable home, paid utilities, someone to split dinner bills with, while you waited for a bigger fish. Turns out your big fish was already caught. Update 4. The next few days were illuminating. The story spread through Jessica's social circle like wildfire. Her friends started reaching out to me, some to express sympathy, others fishing for gossip. Her best friend Valerie was the most interesting. I tried to warn her. Douglas Morrison has done this before. Everyone at the firm knows. He picks a new paralegal every few years. Eleanor usually pays them off to go away quietly. Not this time, I said. No, not this time. Eleanor's finally had enough. She's taking him for everything. Meanwhile, Jessica's attempts to rewrite history began. According to her new narrative, spread via social media and anyone who'd listen, I was controlling and abusive. Douglas had taken advantage of her vulnerability. She was the victim in all this. Problem was, I had receipts. When her cousin posted on Facebook about what a monster I was for abandoning Jessica in her time of need, I simply posted 3 screenshots. 1. Jessica bragging about Douglas buying her a $2,000 purse with the caption, "Finally found a real man who knows how to treat a woman." 2. Her text to Douglas, "Can't wait to quit this job once we're married and be a proper trophy wife." 3. Her message to her group chat, "Robert's so clueless. I've been hooking up with D for months and he thinks I'm at book club." The post got deleted within an hour. Her cousin blocked me, but the real entertainment came Wednesday when Douglas tried to salvage his life. He showed up at my house. "We need to talk man to man," he said. I didn't invite him in, just stood in the doorway, arms crossed. "Your girlfriend came on to me," he started. "I'm a powerful man. Women throw themselves at me. It's not my fault." The texts say differently. She's lying. She doctored those messages. The ones from your verified work email? The ones with metadata proving they're real? Those messages? His face went red. What do you want? Money? Is that it? I want nothing from you. Your wife, however, wants half of everything you own. Good luck with that. You destroyed my life. No, Douglas, you destroyed your life. I just made sure everyone knew about it. He tried to take a swing at me. Missed completely. I didn't hit back, just stepped inside and closed the door. He stood on my porch screaming threats until my neighbor called the cops. Adding assault charges to his divorce proceedings probably wasn't his smartest move. Update 5. 2 weeks have passed since D-Day, Divorce Day, as Eleanor Morrison apparently calls it. The fallout has been spectacular. Douglas Morrison is finished, not just at his firm, everywhere. Eleanor didn't just divorce him, she systematically destroyed his reputation. Turns out when you're married to someone for 25 years, you know where all the bodies are buried. She revealed 3 previous affairs with subordinates that were covered up, misuse of client funds for personal expenses, tax evasion using offshore accounts. The state bar is investigating. The IRS is auditing. 3 former paralegals have come forward with harassment claims. Morrison and Associates quietly removed his name from the letterhead. Jessica, meanwhile, is spiraling. She can't get hired anywhere in the legal field. Eleanor Morrison might not have political power, but she has social power. One phone call to the right person, and Jessica's resume goes straight to the trash. She moved back in with her parents. Tried to start an OnlyFans, I'm not kidding. Posted a GoFundMe claiming she was a victim of workplace abuse and manipulation. It raised $47 from her mom. Last week, she sent me a letter, an actual handwritten letter. 8 pages of rambling about how sorry she was, how Douglas manipulated her, how she always loved me, how we could start over. I sent it back with a note. Return to sender. No such person at this address. Her sister Monica reached out yesterday. Not to advocate for Jessica, but to apologize. I didn't know the whole story, she said. Jessica's been lying to everyone, including our family. She told us you were emotionally abusive, that you neglected her, that Douglas rescued her from a bad situation. And now we know the truth. Mom found her diary. She'd been planning this for over a year. She thought Douglas would marry her and she'd be set for life. She even researched what she could get in a divorce from him after a few years. Karma's funny like that. Robert, I'm sorry for taking her side. You deserved better. Yeah, I did. Final update. It's been 2 months now. Life has settled into a new normal. I'm doing okay. Not great, not terrible, just okay. 4 years is a long time to spend with someone, even someone who turned out to be using you. There's grief there, not for who Jessica turned out to be, but for who I thought she was. Started therapy. My therapist says I have trust issues now. No kidding. When someone you shared a bed with for years calls you pathetic in texts to their affair partner, it leaves a mark, but there have been positives too. My house feels like mine again. Repainted the bedroom, got rid of the furniture she picked out, joined a woodworking class, something I'd wanted to do for years, but Jessica always said was a waste of time for blue-collar wannabes. Eleanor Morrison and I have become unlikely friends. We get coffee once a month, not romantic, just 2 people bonding over being betrayed by the same pair of narcissists. She's thriving, by the way. Got the house, most of the assets, and full custody. Started her own law firm focusing on women's divorce cases. She sent Jessica a thank you card for inspiring her new career path. Savage. Douglas is living in a studio apartment, working as a document reviewer for $25 an hour. His Tesla got repossessed. His kids won't talk to him. Last I heard, he was dating a 22-year-old bartender who thinks he's still rich. Jessica has tried everything to contact me. New phone numbers, fake social media accounts, showing up at my work. Security escorted her out, even sending her mom to plead her case. Mrs. Ramirez stood on my porch crying about how her daughter just got confused and deserves a second chance. She had a second chance, I told her. Every day for 4 years was a chance to be honest. She chose differently. The last direct contact from Jessica was 2 weeks ago. She somehow got my new email and sent a photo of us from 3 years ago at the beach. We looked happy. Under it, she wrote, "This was real. I know I ruined it, but this was real." Maybe it was real for me. But reading those texts, seeing how she talked about me when she thought I'd never know, that was real too. That was who she really was when the mask came off. I didn't reply to the email. Blocked that address too. My buddy Anthony, the lawyer, says Jessica's been asking around about whether she has any legal claim to my house since she lived there for 2 years. The answer is no, but the fact that she's still trying to get something out of me says everything about who she really is. People keep asking if I regret exposing the affair. If I should have just let Jessica go and moved on quietly. No regrets. She made her choices. Douglas made his choices. They thought they were smarter than everyone else, that they could use people and discard them when something better came along. They thought there wouldn't be consequences. They thought wrong. The best revenge isn't elaborate schemes or dramatic confrontations. It's simple truth. I just pulled back the curtain and let everyone see who they really were. They did the rest to themselves. Eleanor told me something last week that stuck with me. They didn't just cheat on us. They cheated themselves out of good lives with good people who actually loved them. We'll recover. We'll find better. They'll spend the rest of their lives knowing they had something real and threw it away for an illusion. She's right. I'm not dating yet. Not ready. But I'm working on myself, figuring out why I ignored the red flags for so long. Why I settled for someone who saw me as a safe bet instead of a partner. Next time, if there is a next time, I'll know better. I'll value myself enough to demand someone who values me too. For now, I'm focusing on work, my woodworking projects, and rebuilding my sense of self. It's slow progress, but it's progress. Jessica's still out there somewhere, probably looking for her next meal ticket. Douglas is probably spinning tales to his bartender girlfriend about how his ex-wife took everything in the divorce. They're both stuck in their patterns, unable to see that they are the architects of their own misery. Me, I'm free. Broken, bruised, but free. And that's enough for now. To anyone reading this who's been betrayed, it gets better. Slowly, painfully, but it gets better. The truth might hurt, but it also sets you free. Don't be afraid to use it. And always, always, check who's logged into your iPad.